Alright, it's Thursday and I've been back in Budapest now a few days from my trip up to Poland and Estonia. And as I said in my last video, there's no place like home, and this isn't really home, but for the sake of discussion, let's just call Budapest my home. So it feels good to be back here. I've been catching up on work at my satellite office at Starbucks and just pretty much biding time. I've been ready to get back to the comfort of my home in California now for probably the last couple weeks, I think. And it's been a long summer. It's been a good trip, and I'm really grateful that everything's turned out as it has. But to be quite honest, I'm anxious to get back home to the comforts of America, and that will take place a week from Monday. So between now and a week from Monday, I feel like I'm just kind of biding time, if you will. I'm catching up on a lot of work. I go to Starbucks every day, and I get a lot of work done. And I'm trying to think of what I want to do in these last several days before I go back to California. And on Monday, this is the holiday weekend here. It's the equivalent to the 4th of July. It's St. Istvan Day. And they have a lot of festivities and parades, and one of the highlights of the day is that they march through the streets. They have a procession through the streets of Budapest with the thousand-year-old hand of the George Washington of Budapest, if you will, or Hungary rather, Istvan. He was the first king of Istvan, and he kind of united the tribes and brought Catholicism into Hungary, and that's why he was made a saint, I believe. But anyway, so I would like to be in town for Istvan Day, but I'm toying around with the idea of maybe renting a car and going down to a place called Bled, Slovenia, which is very, very beautiful. It's about a 5-hour drive from Budapest, so I could rent a car pretty cheaply. The other option, or another consideration that I'm thinking about, is maybe taking a one-day trip and going down to a city called Pécs, P-E-C-S, on the southern border of Hungary. So anyway, we'll see how that all transpires here over the next several days. But right now, I'm going to go for a ride on the unicycle that I bought around Margit Island. And I'm going to try something here. I bought this little device before I left. It's called a GoPro camera. And this is a little bit different than it is different than the camera I'm recording this video on. But basically, I can mount this on any one of different devices. And with this, I know I'm going to look really silly, but with this, I'm going to mount this on my head, kind of like this. And this is designed to go on a helmet, you know, if you were like on a motorcycle helmet or something like that. But I can wear it around my head. And so I don't look like a total fool. I'm going to take my hat, and I actually will put my hat on kind of like this. So it'll kind of blend in with the band a little bit. I'll still look kind of ridiculous, but that won't be the first time. So anyway, I'm going to cruise around Margit Island on my unicycle. I think it's about a mile around about a mile, we'll find out. About a mile around the whole island, and I'm going to shoot a video as I do so, and I'll let you enjoy the ride with me. Alright, so I took the number 4 tram from my place on the Danube down the Karut here in Budapest to Margit Híd, which is Margit Island. And Híd means bridge in Hungarian, H-I-D, so it's Margit Híd. And the last time I was on this bridge, or last time I was in Budapest rather, they were redoing this bridge, and they had actually closed it. So this is the first time I've been on the bridge in a few years, and you can see they put in a nice bike lane, and they've redone the rails, and they've got nice lamppost in. And so anyway, this is an island that if you were to look at a map, it's right in the center of Budapest, right in the middle of the Danube. And it's a place where you'll see a lot of people come to just hang out on a nice evening like this in the summer and run or cycle or play ball in the park or do a number of different recreational activities. So I'm going to go on down and take my unicycle for a ride around the island. Okay, before starting on my journey around the island here, I thought I'd stop and give you a nice shot of this view. That's the what's called the chain bridge here in Hungary, and that's a very famous bridge that is in a lot of pictures you'll see of Budapest. And then just up on the hill above the chain bridge is the castle. And then one of the most beautiful buildings I've ever seen in my travels is this building here. This is the Hungarian Parliament building, and it looks like something you'd see right out of a movie. It's just a beautiful, beautiful building. I've been inside and taken a nice tour of that building as well. So if you're ever in Hungary, you definitely want to see the Parliament building. And then there is the Margit Island that I just came off of. So I'm going to get on my way here and get around the island before it gets too dark. All right, so this is the, I guess the starting point where a lot of people will come and get ready to run around the island. As you can see as I pan around, there's just lots of people doing their stretches and just getting ready for a run around the island. They've got a nice running path here on the island that you'll see a lot of people, well, everybody runs on, and I don't know if I should ride my unicycle on it or not, but as the saying goes, it's easier to ask for forgiveness than it is for permission. So anyway, with that in mind, I'm going to find my way around the island on the unicycle. Okay, I'm just zipping along here on my unicycle, and nobody really seems to mind. The runners are just going past me, and as I'm riding along, you'll notice that there's benches, and just like you would see in any big city, there's people just enjoying a nice summer evening, hanging out. We've got young kids hanging out, and lovers and old people, and they're just sitting on the banks of the Danube River here. And I would think that my neighbor back home in Santa Rosa, John Mann, is really appreciating this video. He really likes rivers. So John, if you are watching this video, I hope you're enjoying it. And then all the while, as you're going along the route around the Danube, you see different boats. Some are large barges bringing product up and down the Danube, and others are tour boats or dinner cruises that are coming along. So we'll see how long this takes me to get around the island. I would imagine on a unicycle I can probably do it in about 20 to 30 minutes would be my guess, but we'll see. Okay, and as I continue along, there is a zoo here, and these are some storks that you'll see throughout Europe. I think I could probably get a nice close-up of some of them. And they make these large nests, as you can see. I don't know if I can zoom in or not. Maybe I can. There they are. So they'll make these large nests on telephone poles, and as you go through a lot of the countryside here, you'll see these large nests. Maybe that's a better picture of one right over there. They'll make these nests up on these telephone poles. Massive nest. And I'm not sure what kind of birds these are. They come from Africa, I believe. They migrate from Africa. But I think these ones kind of make this a permanent home for themselves. Okay, so anyway, on with the ride. Okay, and just up from the wildlife area where I was showing you the birds, there are these ruins,
and I don't know the full story of these ruins. I did at one time, but nonetheless, I'm sure some of the people watching these would be interested to see these ruins here. You can always Google Margit Head, or Margit Island rather, ruins, and find out what they're all about. But anyway, I thought I would take a moment and show you the ruins here on Margit Island. Alright, I've reached down the other end of the island, at least I think it is. It's the near the Arpad Head. And this is something that's new also, that wasn't here before. They put in a fitness station, if you will, an exercise station, and you can see people sitting here doing some different exercises on the equipment. So I'm going to see if I can't find my way back toward the side of the island where I started, and in doing so maybe go up the center of the island and show you part of that. Okay, it's getting dark here in Budapest. Perhaps it would have been a better idea to do this video a little bit earlier to give you a better view of the inside of the island, but nonetheless, I am almost back up to where I started, and it really is a beautiful night. There's no humidity, and it's very peaceful looking at the Danube as I pedal along on my unicycle. What a great opportunity it was for me to find this unicycle as I did. It cost me all of $50 or something like that, and it's just a I'm not going to say it's a throwaway item, but I'm certainly not going to take it back with me when I go back to the States, as I have one there already. So I'll give it to my friend Craig and let him try to learn how to ride it. And knowing him, he'll be here when and if I come back, so not a worry about that. As I've been riding along, I've been thinking how amazing and how fortunate it is that I've been able to essentially live two lives, if you will. One life, of course, being back in the United States, and the other being over here in Europe. Not a lot of people have the opportunity to do what I do, and I'm really grateful for having that chance to travel as I do. Anyway, I'm sure my friend Edit is probably watching this video, and I'm not sure, I think Edit lived somewhere on that side of the Danube when she was living here. But anyway, I'm going to try to wrap this up and get back to my home on the Danube. Alright, what a great way to end this video. I'm on the Margit Bridge, and this is a statue, if you will, of the famous crown of Hungary, the crown jewels. If you were in the Parliament building, which I'll pan over, and you'll notice the crooked cross up on the top. I think the crown or something dropped. I don't know the story of that. But you can see Budapest is just magnificent at night. It's a very romantic city, and at nighttime when you've got all the buildings lit up along the Danube, it's a really romantic place. And I can probably zoom in on the Parliament building and give you a nice view of that at night. And I remember once, about 2-3 years ago, I actually somehow or another managed to get an apartment right over here to the left of the Parliament building, and every night for about 2 or 3 weeks I'd go to bed and watch the ships go by my front window and watch the Parliament building as I fell asleep. And then if I pan over, you'll see there is the chain bridge all lit up at night. Really nice view of that. And then I pan over, and just up from the chain bridge is the Castle District. That's called the Castle District. And I remember the first time I came to Budapest, I sat on the banks of the Danube across from that building, and it was a full moon coming up behind the building, and there were just tears of joy in my eyes as I found myself sitting there that evening. It was the first time that I was in Budapest. And then the just over here is Saint Matthias. I believe it's Matthias Church, and that's a gorgeous church as well. So I'm going to get back to my place and spend the rest of the evening just relaxing and getting ready for another day in Budapest tomorrow. Hope you enjoyed the video.